Hi everyone, it is me, Sailor Uranus or Sailor Skyworld, Amara here, and today we're going to talk about, was there gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership? And first off, I would say not as much as you would think, but there was some. And the gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership tended to be, oh, well, you like the Deke and Cloverway one? Well, you're not a true Sailor Moon follower. And that tend to be the first one you might have to deal with. Then, then on top of that, the other one you might have to deal with, is folks, telling you what you can and cannot make films about. And if you don't believe this, here's the thing, so many years ago, when we first started on here, and I'm not talking about all the other hating and trolling and bullying, we already talked about that many times. So this was had to be back when we were doing Sailor Moon Red, or at least Sailor Moon Red 1. And at the time we got gatekeeped, for having Ernest a Sailor Earth. Now, you might think that was funny when you at the time, but it wasn't. Why? Because someone truly thought that Ernest P. Worrell being Sailor Earth was a slight on Naiko Takaguchi, or however you say her name. And that wasn't anything further. That was not true. It all started, by someone by the name of Sailor Moon Fan Dubber. Yeah, that was her. And yes, she was guilty of gatekeeping. So we started making films about how we like the the Deke and Cloverway one, and saying about how we like those two at the time over the Toei work. It's at the time the only the only three English Sailor Moon offshoots you had at the time was Deke, Cloverway, and Pioneer. That was it. You didn't have Viz and the Renaissance Atlantic Entertainment or New Birth Great Sea Glee one. Wouldn't even be out for still wasn't even around yet. So we started making these films, and then she would say things like, oh, do you want me to unfollow you? As if threatening to unfollow someone is like the biggest thing oh, I don't want to lose followers. Well, like that was going to stop me or something. Like the thought of me losing one follower because someone out there didn't like the work, or was getting irked over that I chose one offshoot of Sailor Moon, over the other, and that I could not say anything bad about it. Well, not that I would say anything bad about it, but you get my grounds. It was gatekeeping. And then it offshooted into this bullshit, rant film. Yeah, about how I had no right to, have Ernest P. Worrell be Sailor Earth, and it was a slight on Naiko Takaguchi, and no, it was not. And that was mostly the only kind of gatekeeping that I happened to deal with at least on YouTube or you side, or you wrote, when it came to the Sailor Moon followership. The other side of it, happened to happen on Twitter or Gilgil, when someone said one time, stop saying, someone say, stop saying those names and say the right names. Well, first off, someone getting irked over what borrowed names that I'm saying. You see, someone getting irked that I chose the Latinish, Frenchish, Spanish, Hebrewish, Farsius, and Hellenish borrowed names over the Danish borrowed names when it came to Sailor Moon. There was no ground sake away for that one. And once again, I just hushed and locked and forbid that whoever he or she was on Twitter or Gilgil after that. So yes, I have dealt with some gatekeeping in the Sailor Moon followership, but not as much as in other followerships. And you might think to yourself, why would someone get in their head to think that that they could tell you what you could and could not talk about or make a film on, as long as it was following the followership oversight and it wasn't going against anyone's ownership or double red or whatever, then why would they care? Well, I truly don't know. And that was, oh, and one last thing before I end this film, I almost forgot. When I first started on here, I had someone that one time told me, oh no, you're besmirching the show. You have no right and you have no freedom to make shifts to things. As if what I was saying and doing and talking about on this fairway, well, not this one, but the old ones in the past, was somehow a slight against them. So, yeah, I did deal with some gatekeeping there. If you like the film, then follow us over here at Sailor Moon for Life. Watch the other film we made yesterday over here. Yes, don't forget to playlist and share and thumb up this film. Hit that bind when you want to follow us. And hit the ringer, because sometimes when the ringer works, it will let you know when the next upload, live stream, or short's been done. I, Sailor Uranus, or Sailor Sky Rotomara, and I'll see you later. Goodbye. Farewell. So long.